everybody. Okay, my dog wants to say hi. Come on. Come on. Hello. Do you hear the fan? It's right in front of me. Okay. Okay. My hair is too long now. I need to get a haircut. Hello. You say hi, baby. Say hi. 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 Say hi. Hi. Show your cute face, baby. Hi. Say hi. Hi, everybody. The fan is okay. Okay, it's right in front of me. I don't think it's. I mean, I can do without an AC for today. It's not that hot, but I do need a fan. But if it's making too much noise, then I will shift to an AC. Hello. Yeah, he's here. He's right here. Okay. Let me say hi to everybody first. Oh, some people actually became a member of my YouTube. Okay. Leah, Anne, Angel Star, Amy, Shelling, Anne, Eliz, Reg, Fire Butterfly, Anne, Fire Rona, Taryn, Darren, Lisa, A. Brown, Bang Luna, good evening. By the way, it's Bang Luna who suggested the topic. The series that I'm doing right now on YouTube was suggested by Bang Luna. The misinformation. PZ, A Brown, MLB, Lisa, gifted one membership. Oh, KAG became a member. Hi, Rise and Shine. Thank you, Angel Star, for gifting KAG. And thank you, KAG, for being a member. Um, Carmi, Darren, Mama, Leah, Dodger Girl on Twitch, Maritza, AGL, Nate, Dante, HHK, Warren, Kez, Lucy in the Sky, Helena, Sinri, Michelle, Coogie, Christy, Nate, Angel Star Beatrice, Normalita, Rona. They're saying hi to you. Christy said hi. It's hot here, 99. I think we're sort of entering the cooler weather now. I think by like October it'll be like better. Linda, Taryn, and Shoulder, Michelle Maybell, Alta, H. Erickson, Christy, Bora Winkle, OSP Nigma, Hoan, okay. Share Your Love, Hitomi, Joanne, Rana, RJ Birmingham, uh, Letitia, Cindy, Lucy, I am Claudia, Kathleen. Okay, I think I said Lorena. Okay. All right. Okay, okay. I just wanted to recommend something. So last time, was it not Monday, but I think Wednesday of last week, I recommended a documentary on Netflix, The Unknown High School Catfishing. So I hope that you guys got to watch it. If you haven't, please check it out. It's a really good series. It's a well-known case. It's about this high school couple who started getting cyberbullied by someone. So um, I watched several YouTube channels, specifically clinicians, psychologists, who tried to explain the condition that the mother was suffering from. And both of the psychologists that I watched have been doing this for a while, and they're very good clinicians. They're actually clinicians. They're not just like research or whatever, actual clinicians. And if you go through their channel, they actually explain a lot of the psychology behind pop culture. So documentaries, or things that have been happening on the media and in entertainment. So if you want to watch it, you still haven't, you're scared of watching it, don't be. They're really, I mean, the series itself is pretty helpful. So I'll show you their YouTube channel. I closed it. Give me 1 second. But it's really helpful. I mean, if you want to understand a little bit better, uh, what's that? Pop Psych? So I want to recommend their channel, because just in case you love like going through, there you go, psychology in Seattle and Pop Psych. There you go. Okay, I'll show you their channel, and then if you want to just watch them, you can also request, like, if there are certain documentaries that you want them to explain, they'll watch it. One of them actually do a reaction, so he actually watches live and then he'll provide like an analysis of things. Okay, so let's see here. Here you go. I will share the channel. Sorry, I thought I had it and then I did not realize that I closed it. So let me do this. Um, does it Okay, there you go. So does it delve deep more into psychology of the involved? Yes. Yes. So they would actually, so especially, so this one, Pop Psych, why? Okay. Let me see here. So this guy, Pop Psych is the name of the channel. And then he would actually do, and then the other guy, this guy actually does a scene by scene, not scene by scene, but he would actually, like, if you ask him to watch certain things, he would actually watch it live. Of course, he'll cut it for convenience and for whatever, to make it shorter. But he will do like, if something interesting catches him, he'll stop and then he'll explain. Like, one of the things that he explained about that mother, the mother who ended up harassing her own daughter, was that, which I never caught because I'm not a psychologist. One of the things that he actually mentioned is that, um, you're not, like, she's not, why am I not? Okay. So there you go. Okay. Sorry. I can't. Oh, there you go. So one of the things that he said was that if you would listen to her explanation, although they would always do disclaimers, like, it could be like an editing kind of thing, right? Because usually it's, of course, natural for documentaries to cut short or to edit down certain interviews, otherwise it's going to be too long. So they would always like do a disclaimer. So what he's saying is that, based on the interview of the mother, so it's the mother who actually ended up being the one who's harassing the daughter and the ex-boyfriend, which started when they were still together. So the her his he said that if you listen to to her interviews, she never apologized. She never said I'm sorry or whatever. She never said she regretted what she did, and she never actually stated that she never verbalized the fact that she sexually harassed the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend, and she never actually stated that she harassed the daughter, and that she was trying to sort of rationalize what she did by saying, "Oh, I was trying to find out who was the original harasser was." That's how she justified what she did. And then the other thing is that, one of the things I also constantly miss is that when it comes to psychologists, uh, so they can only theorize, but they can never categorically say what's wrong with the person. So they would always say that. Yeah, the mom never took responsibility for it. She never apologized. So she was like, so that's one of the things that he highlighted. Like, if you listen to her, and then she sort of minimized what she did by saying, oh, everyone has done something illegal. It's just that some people get caught. And she said that it's just that I got caught. But I'm sure that you did something illegal in your life as well, like you run the red light or whatever. And the psychologist actually pointed out that is a very common thing uh when you're talking to someone who's mentally unstable. Like, instead of just owing up to what they say, they're minimizing what they did by comparing it to something that is of less value, right? Which is something that we all see in K-pop as well, right? So, like, if fans are trying to defend their favorite, they would minimize it by comparing it to something smaller. Or the same thing, if they want to make the scandal bigger, they're going to minimize it to something bigger. They're going to compare it to something bigger, something like that. So she said, like, he said that that's one of the things that stood out to me in his explanation, is that you always have to be careful about people who compare something into something else, because then you will end up debating about that other thing you're comparing about, instead of sticking to the current issue. Did any of them, so the two psychologists, the pop psych and the psychologist in Seattle, said that both of them kind of disagree that it is Munchausen syndrome, because they didn't feel like the mother was making herself the hero. So they said that usually in Munchausen syndrome, which is actually a part of what I'm going to discuss with the most beautiful moment in life, is that usually if it is Munchausen syndrome, I think I'm gonna sneeze because the fur of my dog is going into my. Okay, so if it is Munchausen syndrome, you have the need to make yourself the hero, right? So through the suffering of the child, what you would expect her to be doing is for her to make herself like, oh, I'm a good mother, I'm going to fight for them or something like that. But unless it is edited, we didn't mention they didn't see that. um the mom was able to get the attention, but not her, right? Not her. It was the person that she was posing to be. So the psychologist in Seattle, kinda, he said that it is very possible that the mom actually ended up like being obsessed with a boyfriend. So there's something, because he kept on pointing out that it is so sexually detail, like it's so explicit, like he couldn't even, and the psychologist actually the psychologist in Seattle is kind of good to watch because he doesn't hold back. Like, he would say the F word if he actually feels like saying the F word. The pop psych guy is kind of like, he tries to control his emotion, but this other guy was like, I don't, whatever, I don't give a F if you know what. so so it's kind of fun to watch. So for those who don't understand, so the in the documentary, the mother ended up being the one who's harassing the boyfriend and her daughter. So he said that the only thing he felt goes against the theory that the mother was in love with the boyfriend was that she never actually made uh explicit advances towards the guy as herself. So that was like so he said, like, I don't know, because usually you would actually see some signs were like actual attempts to get closer to the guy. Although the mother of the guy said that there were things that she actually intention like physically did, like for example, like she would always be present in all of the sports events of the boyfriend even after the two broke up. So they felt like, maybe so he said like, oh, maybe that's a little bit more concrete. So he kind of he said that it's not far-fetched that the mother is actually in love with the boyfriend. However, however, it doesn't preclude her from the fact that there is still some psychological problem going on, even though the explanation, let's just say the explanation is that she's actually obsessed with a boyfriend, right? She's in love with a boyfriend. Even if that is the explanation, there's still a psychological explanation. Why will you be in love to a 13, 14-year old boy when you're like 60 or 50? Well, she's not 50, but she's old, like, that's her daughter's boyfriend. So I want to go down. Okay, you say bye bye. You think I'm too talkative? He wants to be scratched. Say bye bye. Say bye bye. He's so spoiled. Oh, say bye bye. Bye. Bye bye. I'm going back to my bed. Bye bye. I love you. Okay. All right. Bye. So her point is that that's not the diagnosis. Simply stating that, oh, she fell in love with with her daughter's boyfriend is not the diagnosis. Plain seat. Oh, thank you, Angel Star. Okay, I think you're very close to raising your travel fund, baby. Okay, so she's saying that he's saying that that is not a diagnosis. It even if she ended up falling in love with a boy, there's still a psychological explanation to this. There's still something wrong with her, is his point. So that is like that's what they need to find out. So the her being obsessed with a boy is a manifestation of that psychological condition. So okay, yeah. So and then the so that's one of the things that's actually why I found how I found the two psychologists, because I was just looking for an explanation because I couldn't get it out of my head, because I couldn't for the life of me understand why a mother would do that to your daughter. So she said that she was very confident her daughter wouldn't harm herself, because that's one of the things that she was texting the daughter, like, unalive yourself, but not that word, unalive yourself or whatever. Why don't you hang, or whatever, and then explicit the sexual whatever, they're so explicit, and I just can't fathom how a mother would text that to her daughter, even though the daughter would not do that to herself, even if that. I still can't fathom it. I mean, I can't even imagine an auntie doing that or texting that to your niece or your nephew, and then you're a mother doing that to your daughter. So it's trying to look for an explanation. So that was the explanation that she provided. That granted, the she ended up falling in love with the boyfriend of her daughter. That is just a manifestation, but that is not the explanation. Okay, so check out their YouTube channel. They do a lot of like great analysis. Devil's advocate here, mom could have done it because she was in love with the boy. Could have done it because she was in love with the boyfriend of the girl. Why would this mother be interested in a preteen? A preteen, we don't know, but it's long. But it's along the same lines of, why does a teacher have a relationship with a student? Remember Nora Honor's movie, Inaka ng Anak Mo? My area are oblivious to BTS, were not nice, and would not check and didn't care to be helpful. Okay, so yeah. That's one of the things that, as I've said, the psychologists agree on. Like, it could be that the mother was actually in love with a boyfriend. What the only thing that he's saying is that, even if that is the case, let's just assume that she's obsessed with a boyfriend and in love with a boyfriend. It is a manifestation, but that's not the condition. That's not a diagnosis. Being obsessed with a teen is a, a, a manifestation of whatever mental condition you're in, because it's not normal. It's not normal for you to be in love or obsessed with the boyfriend of your daughter. And then the only other thing that they're, and then he's really good, the psychologist in Seattle. He's really good because he explains a lot of concepts. Like he clarified what passive aggressive means. Apparently, it's not what we think it means. He's explained that no, most of the time when you say passive aggressive, this is what you're actually saying. That's not what passive aggressive means. So a lot of things you learn a lot of things from him, and he's very good at explaining it, as I've said, because he does so in a very pop culture way. So he, in other words, he dumps it down. He tries to make it very very pop friendly, so that you're not like you're not going to lose your hair trying to understand what he's talking about. So check them out. Psychologist in Seattle. Here he is. There you go. Psychologist in Seattle, and then psychology in Seattle. Okay, and then the other is pop psych. So this guy, when he did the explanation for that documentary, he actually did it in one episode. The other guy, psychology in Seattle, he cut it to 5 different episodes. And then he does a lot. Like if you go through all of the, like he does a lot of reactions in pop culture. And then I don't know who among you. So my guilty pleasure was actually Sister Wives. I don't know if you know this series, but it's a reality show of a family with of a guy with 4 wives. It's 20 seasons already. So I started watching it like maybe 2 years ago. And then so they started out when they were going to start, they were courting, he was courting the fourth wife, and then got married, and then now the entire family are like separate. It's just he's already separated. I watched That Survives before. It's my guilty pleasure. So now he's only married to one, and that is the fourth wife, and then the 3 other wives went on their way. They all divorced him, spiritually divorced him. And then one of the 3 wives already got married, and my God, she seems to be so happy. But so they do a lot of analysis to that as well. So anyway, that's my now you know that's my guilty pleasure. Okay. That's too much. I know it's like 4 wives, but that's actually why I started watching it. Like you have 4 wives, my gosh. I don't know, he's like 17 children or something. Okay, let's start. So go ahead and watch them, and then if you have any explanation, then I mean any questions, then I mean if you have any like clarifications on the mental condition of this stuff, then you can go to their channel. They provide really great explanation. I'll try and invite one of them to do to so I can interview them and see if we can talk about like BTS and K-pop and stuff like that. Okay. What do you want to do first? Let's do numbers first. So this one is a request. I'm actually delayed. Right in front of me is I'm seeing what you're seeing exactly, and it's delayed. No desire to watch anything about people who have way too many children. It's interesting how actually I'll say, all of their children, or at least majority of his children, actually ended up well. Like they're functional. They went for monogamy. No one has gotten themselves involved in polygamy. And he himself, after getting divorced from the other wives, has now settled into monogamy. After marrying 3 other wives, getting separated, he's actually now just okay. Bang Luna, talk about Dumb and Dumber. This pack of idiots really left a great trail of evidence of their plan. Yes, I'm out of sync. I don't know what to do. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can do something. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. I'm back. I hope it's better, or at least I hope it's going to get better in a bit. All right. Um, BTS World Cup. Lucy Reg pair World Cup would be great. There really is an opposite of the Oedipus complex. I didn't know that. I learned something today, but yeah, it's kind of similar to that, but more nuanced, I guess, or complex. I wonder if it will actually come and how much will fail. Will it even be measurable? I don't trust meteorological report. Okay. So this one is a request. A lot of people are curious how much a YouTube channel earns, but specifically, of course, YouTube channels of K-pop stars, like K-pop groups. How much do they actually earn from their YouTube channel? So we will go through that, but let me explain how nuanced this is first. Okay, maybe we need to find you my gosh, the new iMac. So I usually use Apple primarily because it doesn't get viruses, and that's a huge thing for me. I know that I've been before shifting to Apple, I used PC and it would just the viruses will ruin everything in my computer. I also don't want the risk of getting hacked. And so that's why I use Apple. But now it's very, very expensive. The Apple that I'm using right now is like 6 years. Yeah. Maybe I'm allergic to my dog shampoo. No, it's just this fur. So when he's very close to me, I sometimes inhale it. Okay. All right. So a lot of people are curious how much does a YouTube channel earn? The YouTube channels of different K-pop groups. So we'll go through that. So usually, just like how we determine brand power of the different groups, there are applications that would actually look at the statistics of the different YouTube channels and then calculate how much they actually earn. It's a little bit more nuanced. That's why usually when I show you the numbers, you will see ranges instead of an exact number. And that's highly dependent on several things, like how much of a video you're actually watching. It's very rare for people to go past halfway mark. Very rare. So for YouTube channels where you're actually watching the videos end to end, those are the highest earners, because number one, it when the algorithm realizes that they are actually watching the video end to end, people are watching the videos end to end, then they will recommend it to more people. Because remember, the lone purpose of a YouTube, of any kind of platform online, is to keep you in the website. So if they know that, this person actually likes this types of content and they specifically like this channel, they'll recommend the content to you more and more. So that's one. And then the other thing is the frequency of uploads. So the more you upload, then of course the more you earn, right? So it could be that so the more active you are in your YouTube channel, the more you're going to earn. And then the type of channel also, like what is your category? Are you under music, blogs, finance, all of those stuff? That those things actually earn a lot. Highest earners are usually in the finance department, the finance category. It's highly regulated. YouTube is very strict when it comes to finance. And so if you need to be very careful when you're doing videos that involves finances and investments and stuff like that. And then what you will be seeing are only what they are earning from ads, YouTube ads. Are the Cordis guys making money from their YouTube video channel yet? They are, and you're going to be surprised how much they're earning. I was like surprised. People are watching their videos. Okay. And then the majority of your audience is. So highest, of course, would be the US. The more people in the US that are watching your channel, then the higher your earning is. Okay, so let's go through them. I captured as many as I can, and then we can just, if there's anything else that you want to see, I can do it real time. Let's go to the YouTube channel of that act, and then let's go through them. And then, okay, so one more disclaimer. For some of them, I put some details like who is the majority, who is the largest segment when it comes to their market. Is it 18 to 35, 35 to above, and whatever, um, or younger or whatever? So I tried to capture for some of the acts, and then I will provide, but I only capture the highest tier. I will provide the more detailed information in the for the members only YouTube, the live stream. So, but some of them for the top acts, you'll see them here. And then the location as well. Okay. So, like Asia, if you have more people in Asia or whatever, those stuff. So, you will see that. Okay. Okay, so let's not talk politics, I beg. Let's not talk about politics here. So we're just talking about just just pop culture. So let's stick to that. I'm sure there are a lot of other YouTube channels that are talking about, current events and the problems of the country. You can always They are more reliable than I am, and also more willing, which is more important, to in providing proper information. Okay, so let's drop any talk that could be remotely political, and let's just stick with pop culture, and let's just be happy. That's what I want for you to when you take that's what I want you to take away from this live stream. Let's just be happy. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's drop it. Let's drop any talk of political whatever. Let's just be happy. Let's just this is your happy place and your happy time. And then after this, that's my hope um that after this you're recharged and happy again. Okay? Let's not talk about anything remotely political. I beg, please, please, please. You can take the conversation outside of here. All right. Okay, so perfect. All right. So let's go to, of course, you'll be most interested in BTS. So that is what I will be doing. Oh, sorry. That's what I will be doing first. Let's go to BTS first. Okay, I hope that I am in sync now. Okay, so and I hope that the AC, I turned on the AC. I thought maybe the fan is actually affecting it for some reason. Okay, so BTS. So they currently have 81 million subscribers. Okay. So and then for their estimated earnings. So this is what I was talking about. When you look at their statistics, there's actually more. There's one that says there's a button that says view more, right? So if you click that, they'll provide more information. And in the live stream for members only, I will show you more of their statistics. But majority of the subscribers of YouTube, of the YouTube channel of BTS, is actually 35 and above. And this goes against the common notion that the audience of BTS are minors, like girls, 15 years old. So no. It's actually 35 and above. Now, it's very possible that this audience actually grew up with BTS, right? But even if you drill down the 35 to 65, the majority is actually 45 and above. Okay, so that means they've been together, they've been active for the last 12 years. So that means that when these people started following BTS, they were already working professionals, so 22, 23 and above. So so it destroys the narrative that the majority of their market is actually minors when they started. It wasn't. They were actually working professionals already. Okay. Okay. And then if you look at the demographics, the country where the majority of um, the subscribers are coming from, it's kind of deceiving because it seems like majority of them are in Asia, for 42%. But remember, this is all Asian countries, right? The 31% of North America, that's only US and Canada. Okay. So coming from the bulk, actually, if you go by like functional region, is that, I don't know if that's how I should call it, it's really coming from North America. And majority of the 31% is actually coming from the US. And then 42%, that is distributed across all Asian countries. So Japan, South Korea, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, all of those. That's 42%. So majority of their market. And then if you add the 18% of Europe to the 31%, it's overwhelmingly West. Their market is overwhelmingly West. So of course, that makes me happy because the less dependent they are from South Korea, the better it is going to be for them. So, one thing that I always emphasize is that the superpower of BTS is really coming from the indifference of their market to whatever scandals they are getting into in South Korea. Nobody cares because their market does not care about those things. Latam, I will discuss all of that in the members only live stream. I'll discuss it. But there is a group where majority of their market is actually Latam. You'll be surprised. Okay, so good news for BTS. No matter what happens, a lot of your audience in North America and Europe, we don't care about stuff that they're talking about, dating, scandals of your agency. As I always say, there's so many artists under Universal, Sony, Columbia, and their executives get into scandals day in and day out. We do not care. Right? Like if the executive gets into some sort of a business deal or whatever, we don't naturally equate it to like the artist has nothing to do with it. But in South Korea, they, whatever the scandal of the agency is, they feel like the artist also gets into it. So okay, good for BTS. So now, if and the statistics of this I will show you in the live stream for members only. There is a range when it comes to earnings. 303,000 to 910,000. This is the last 28 days, by the way. Only the last 20, sorry, not the last 28, this quarter, the last 3 months. So now, the more active you are, the higher it's going to be. Because when you're constantly uploading content, then of course you're going to get more views, right? Because people are going to be interested again. Otherwise, people are just rewatching all of your old content. Okay. So with now, this is highly undervalued. For you to know the real value, you multiply it by 3 or 4. So 910,000 multiplied by 3 or 4. We learn this because I have, of course, in the industry of content creators, many of us use this application to look at the statistics of our channel and channels of other people, and we realize that the estimated earnings don't match our actual earnings. So usually you would multiply it by 3 or 4. That is if your average length, and actually the more important parameter is how much of your content is being watched. If your content is most likely getting watched 50% or above, meaning 50% of your content is being watched, then you go by the higher end of the spectrum. And so for BTS, average watch time is 53, I think, or 54%. So you go by 910 multiplied by 4. That's their monthly income just on the YouTube channel itself. They don't have music videos here, and they aren't as active as before because the only ones that they're uploading here are the behind the scenes of J-Hope and the other two active members. So very, very impressive. Okay. Um all right. So that's for, and then it is number 22. So this is among all YouTube channels, they are ranked number 22. Okay. Next. This is Stray Kids. Okay, so they are, if you look at their earnings, look at the high end 1.7 because they're very active, right? Because they constantly upload. Look at the average upload time. Give me 1 second. If you look at the average upload time, frequency, the average frequency of BTS, it's less than once a week. They upload less than once a week because there's only two members that were active. The rest aren't doing anything much as of yet. And so they are in the last 3 months uploading less than once a week, as opposed to Stray Kids, who's uploading a lot of content because they've just finished their world tour. And so that plays to their advantage. That's why they are in the higher end. Their watch time is a little lower than BTS, but still very good. It's about 41.3%. So 41% of their videos, of the total length of their videos by average, is still being watched. And so they are earning 576,000 on the low end, and then 1.7 million. Now multiply it by 3 or 4. That's their monthly earning. For you to, as I've said, if you want to know where do I compute it, is it in the low end or the higher end? You have to know how much of their video is getting watched. And as I've said, it's usually about 4.43%, which is really, really good. So you go very close to the high end. Maybe not the high end exactly, but very, very close. At like 1.5, I would say, times 3. Okay. And then majority of their subscribers are younger, which, that makes sense because they are actually a younger group, younger than BTS. So I don't question that at all. But majority of their market is 46% coming from Asia. And then North America, which is still significant. And the gap between their North American market and their European market is very close, 27% and 21%. Okay. So yeah. SK or BTS? Stray Kids. This is Stray Kids. This is Stray Kids. And then the value of their channel is 609. So they have 21.5% subscribers. So for them to have 21.5% subscribers and to be earning about estimate 4.5 million a month from their channel, I mean that in itself. So if they are getting, because they're pretty made, so they've already renewed their contract, so the share has flipped, right? So they now get 70%, and then the agency gets 30%. So 70% of the 4.5, let's assume, let's just say 4. Okay, let's be conservative. 4 million a month, 80%, sorry, 70% of that goes to them. So, and then if you go BTS, as I've mentioned, you multiply it by 3 or 4. I'll say multiply it. Let's just be conservative and multiply it by 3. Then 90% goes to BTS, and then 10% goes to Big Hit. Okay, now let's go to Twice. So this is what I was talking about. Majority of their market actually coming from Latin America. I know that it says bigger. It seems to be that Asia is bigger, but Asia is a bigger continent. There's more countries there, right? So LATAM and North America for them, it's very, very close. 26% for LATAM, and then North America, 27%. Now their audience, surprisingly, younger. 18 to 34% is majority. Okay. So, and then because they are uploading more, way more than BTS is uploading, because they're actually uploading twice per week, then they also get that advantage because they earn more. So their range is 188,000 to 563,000 as per usual, multiplied by 3 or 4, because we're trying to be conservative. Multiply it by 3, and then that would be their monthly income. And then because they already renew their contract, so majority of their earnings, 70% actually goes to them. So 70% of the earnings of this channel goes to them, and then 30% goes to JYP. So still a big amount, right? So let's say, so if you multiply, so 1.5 million a month, and then that would be the 80% of that, sorry, 70% of that goes to them. Latam good for Twice, so is Super Junior in card. They can buy a Crown Factory. Yeah. Okay. So you'll be surprised. I mean, Cordis is really doing well. I mean, I think within the year they'll pay off their debt or whatever. There, it's really good. Okay. And of course, the advantage of Cortis is that as a group, they are very active. They upload a lot. Like every song has several versions of a music video, right? You have the official music video. You have the original version of the music video, which they just shot, they themselves shot and conceptualized. And then they have the performance video, and then also like it's a lot. So they're really milking every source of income that they could. Okay, so that's for Twice. My screen is frozen. Is my screen frozen? Is my screen frozen? No. Okay. Nope. Nope. Okay. All right. Okay. So for let's go to, is this, I thought it was Blackpink. Oh, okay. Cat's Eye. This is also another surprising one. So if you look at their earnings, it's 500 between 553,000 to 1.7 million. Uh wow. And it's because overwhelmingly US is their biggest market share. So if you are in the US, you usually get more money. And so it wasn't really surprising, but majority of their subscribers are still 13 to 18. And so most of um the advertisers in this age range, they pay more because it's highly regulated. When you are advertising to a younger audience, it's highly regulated, and there's a limited, so it's very focused. So the tendency is for Google to actually charge more. So I'm not really surprised that they're actually earning more. So you multiply it by 3 again, because we're being conservative, then that would be about 4.5 million estimated monthly income. So they are currently 4.6 million subscribers. right? Okay. So impressive. So I think by the end of the year, most likely by now they're already getting paid. Okay, Blackpink, they have 90, I want to say 98 million subscribers, and then they are uploading once a week, and then the range is 472 to 1.4 million. So their videos are getting watched way less. So I think, well, I for you, those of you who don't know, one of the reasons they do well in YouTube is that majority of those that are streaming for them would actually watch the first minute, because that's when, well, the first 30 seconds is actually when it gets counted as a view on YouTube. So for as long as you watch the first 30 seconds, that gets counted as a view. So for them, majority of the people that are watching their YouTubes are actually just watching 45 seconds to a minute. And so if you look at their watch time, it's really low compared to the 98 million um, subscribers that they have. Okay, so majority of their subscribers are 25 to 34, so 57%. Actually, about 80% of this 25 to 34, they're 30 and above. Okay, and then majority of their market is Asia, and so that's also contributing to a lower pay. So 57%, it's really low. But still, even if we just go at the middle in terms of income, let's say they're about 1.5 million a month, that's still very good considering, I mean, what are they actually doing, right? They are on tour. So, but I mean, they don't, outside of the tour, they're not really creating any content for YouTube. So still, if you think about it that way, considering they're not um really creating specific content for YouTube, it's still good, right? Okay. How can you wear glasses with no lenses so that it doesn't glare? First 30 seconds applies to all YouTube channels. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Uh yes. So that feels like BTS is an exception to those 30-second, considering all the views that get deleted in real time. So for YouTube, for BTS, they are, majority of people are watching way past 75% of the video. So they are an exception in that they are one of the most watched, if you consider it, if you take in all the parameters. They are one of the most watched. Yeah. But still the number of subscribers still contribute. I'm just saying that you get paid more when more people are actually watching your content. And then the other thing is that armies actually watch through the ads. It's very rare for armies to skip the ads when it's a BTS content. I don't know if that's something, I don't quite remember how army started that habit, but we don't skip their ads. So they really earn a lot from the ad. I mean, you're not skipping it. We also have one of the highest click-through rates, we meaning armies. We also have one of our highest click-through rates. I mean, people are actually clicking on their ads. I don't know if you guys are actually purchasing or I don't know what you guys are doing, but you're not just watching the ad all the way through. You're also clicking on the ad. So there you go. Yes, I watch through the ads only for BTS. Okay, well, that's, doesn't the artist get more when we watch all the ads? Yes, they do get more. That's what I was discussing. That's why they earn a lot, because armies actually watch through the ads. So if you're watching like 45 seconds of a video or 1 minute of a video, then you're 40, let's say 25, less than 10% of the video, then you're probably not going to get a lot of money from ads, right? Because you're not going to get to the point where you will actually get the ads. Angel Star, I have ad block on my computer. I skip ads on my phone. Don't skip ads when it's BTS. much. So for them to earn more. Okay, so that's for Blackpink. Still, I would say, just let's be generous and say they're earning like 3 million a month. It's still good considering they're not actually creating more content for their YouTube channel. Okay, and then for TXT, I'm I know armies there's something else. So we had like clients who wanted to place ads because you can actually you can't specifically choose to place your ad in specific channels. You can't do that in YouTube ads. You can, however, look for that type of audience. And BTS's type of audience is very expensive because we interact. Okay. So for TXT, they have about 13 million subscribers and they're earning 119 to 356 million, no, 356,000 a month. So they do upload a lot, so like about 6 5 6 videos a week, so per week. So go to the higher end and then multiply it by 3. So that's how much they're earning. Fairlane, I have a paid YT account. Does that mean the guys or the content creators don't get money from my views? I'm confused. I thought paid was better for stats. It is better for stats of YouTube. Um I so it's just that an overwhelming majority of people watching YouTube, they're actually not subscribed. So think about it this way. If you are a paid YouTube account, let's just say this is just for the for discussion, for the sake of this discussion. If you're paying, again, just for the sake of this discussion, $10 a month for your YouTube subscription. And so 40% of that automatically goes to YouTube, right? So they get $4 of that. And then you're watching, for this, again, just for the sake of this discussion, let's just say you're watching 10 videos a month. So then your $6 gets split into the 10 videos. If you're watching more than 10, let's say you're watching 20, then that gets split into 20 channels. And that's how much the channel gets paid. However, in terms of statistics, it's better if you have a paid YouTube account because it can run in the background and it will still get counted. So if you have, for example, 2 monitors, which I have, I would put something on my one monitor. And then I'm sort of not active in that monitor because I'm doing something in my other monitor. Because I don't have a paid YouTube account, in terms of statistics, that won't count towards the views and the length of the video that I am watching. But if you're a YouTube paid subscriber, even if it is not the active window and it's just playing, it gets counted. So, does that make sense? Okay. I hope that makes sense. Hi, Fearling Cat's Eye doesn't have much content on YouTube, but how do they have 2 billion views? Well, people are just watching their content. I didn't actually look into their number of views, but where are they? Okay, I let me finish and then we'll go back to that question and let's take a look at that. Okay, so they are, where are we? TXT. So 386, multiply it by 3, that's their monthly earning. Okay. So, and then majority of their market is still Asia more than it is North America, but 19% plus the 8% in Europe, that's not bad at all. Not bad. So they're still doing really, really well. Okay, so that's for TXT. Okay, for 17, majority of their market is coming from South Korea, overwhelming. So South Korea is more than the rest of Asia and definitely more than US and Europe combined. They have 15.8 million subscribers and they're earning 89,000, between 89,000 to 266,000. They're very, very active. So they're uploading like 6 videos a week. So go to the higher end of that estimate, 266 multiplied by 3. That's how much they are earning from their videos. Okay. So they're very active, which is good for them. All right. So Hypen, still overwhelmingly Asia is their target market, and then I will, if I didn't put anything, I'll discuss it in the membership only live stream. So it is 12.5 million subscribers, and the platform wasn't able to generate an estimate of the income. I don't know why. I can investigate later, but I don't want to invent and tell you that it estimated something when it didn't. As you can see, it is a screen cap, so there's no way for me to manipulate that. I am not a psycho for me to Photoshop this thing. So, no, unfortunately for Enhypen, they weren't able to estimate anything. So I don't know why. Again, as I've said, I can investigate, but there you go. Unfortunately. Okay. For SSERAFIM, they have 6.2 million subscribers. And since they are uploading about 4 videos a week, go to the higher end of their estimate. So 159,000 to 476,000 multiplied by 3. That is how much they are earning. So about 1.4 million a month. And by now, the girls are getting very good payouts. So 18 to 35 is still their target market. Most of them are actually in their 20s, so working professionals as well. And their bigger fan base is located in US and Canada. So if you combine US and Canada, it's way bigger than South Korea. So it seems that their market is really in South Korea. Okay. Cat's Eye views on their performance videos is what contributed to their high 2 billion views. Okay, there you go. That's her answer. So their performance videos are doing really, really well. And I know that they upload a lot, right? And they're very active in their interaction with their fans. So I think that's contributing a lot to their views. They also have a lot of shorts. They're very good at doing shorts, and the members themselves would do individual content and they will upload it on their YouTube. Like I know that super famous dance video of Lara, she did great. Um so Le Seraphim has a big arena show in Seattle tonight, right? I know, and the reviews are, my God, it's great. Their reviews are great. So okay, so 18 to 35 biggest fan base is in US and Canada, more than South Korea. US and Canada combined more than South Korea, and then it's 159,000 to 476. So if you go by the high end, multiply it by 3, you land at a closer estimate to what they're actually earning. Okay, but majority of that, a big chunk of that, still going to Source Music, unless they shifted it for whatever reason. Okay, unless they have a special deal. Now for ESPA, it's 11 million subscribers, and it's between 193,000 to 578. The range is really big, but they do upload a lot. It's 5 uploads per week, so 8925. That's the range of their fans, and majority is still in South Korea. So since they do upload a lot, it would be on the higher end, multiplied by 3, and you'll get there. Okay. Espa, why are you laughing? Okay, we're past like the 1 hour, so I'm trying to finish it so that we can discuss other things. But I know that this is interesting to a lot of you, so just let me know if you have questions. So for this is another big range for Baby Monster, 10 million subscribers, and majority of their market is still in South Korea, in Asia actually, and they do upload about once a week. So their range is about 296 to 189 because they don't upload a whole lot, only once a week. Go to the lower end. They also don't have a huge like watch time. So it's lower than 15%. So go to the low end, multiplied by 3. Bangloon, Espas is getting roasted in SK for their GMA performance. It's actually one of the things that I will discuss, which I sort of scaled down because when I was doing it, I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna feel like I'm bashing them, which I don't want to do. But anyway, we'll discuss later. So 296 multiplied by 3, that's how much they're earning in their YouTube channel. IVE is has about 4.56 million subscribers, and they are earning anywhere between 257 to 772. They are uploading about 4 times a week, so probably go like close to the end, the higher end multiplied by 3. Not exactly in the highest end, but maybe 650, 625 multiplied by 3, and then you'll get close to how much they're actually earning a month. Okay, still good. And again, they are active, so they do deserve it. Is Baby Monster's new show doing well in watch time? Yes, the new show is doing well in terms of watch time. It's not, but the other contents aren't. Or the other content aren't. It is very interesting. Thanks very thank okay. So thank you. I'm happy that you find it interesting. So okay. So for NCT Dream, they have about 6.9 subscribers, and they are earning anywhere between 40,000 to 119. Now, I know it's really like low, but majority of their market is really South Korea. It's really South Korea. Like no other country comes close. So they do about 2 uploads a week, so probably go into the low end, multiply it by 3, and then there you will have how much they're actually earning a month. So let's say 50,000 a month multiplied by 3, 150. So okay. All right. So that's, I wish there's more. And they upload like look at the content that they upload. It's pretty long, for 34 minutes video average length. I don't know what it is that they upload. Do they have like a show on YouTube or something? Why is it so okay? And then EXO. This is the EXO YouTube channel, not Suho's YouTube channel, but they have 9.7 million. NCT Dream average video length 34 minutes. That's what it says. Yeah. When was their GMA performance? Last week. Last week was their video GMA performance. I captured a little bit of it, but if you want, you can just go to YouTube, just look at their performance. So if you watch it in GMA, they cut it short. But the segment that you want to see, where actually the entire thing looks disorganized, but we'll discuss it later. But you can go to YouTube, you can just watch it, and you can see for yourself how they actually performed. I can't play the entire video here because then YouTube is going to demonetize me. Okay, so they are earning anywhere between 58,000 to 173,000, but because they are uploading only about two a week, then go by, and the watch time is actually very low, about 45 seconds or something. So go by the low end, multiply it by 3, and you will have it. So 58 times, so let's just say 60 times 3, then you'll have your too many NCT groups. Correct. I think that's part of the problem. You have NCT Dream, NCT Wish, NCT 127, NCT University, and there's so many. So that's probably the reason they're not earning a lot. NCT 127, look how low. 17,000 to 60 or to 6 yeah, to 52,000. That's your range. Now they're only uploading less than once a week. Well, once a week. So let us just say um it is actually, let's just say let's give them, even if it is only once a week, and even though the watch time is actually low, let's give them the higher end of it. Let's say 50,000 a month multiplied by 3, it's only 150,000. I think they deserve to get more. So when you are a YouTuber, these are the things that you actually obsess over, because you want to see like, okay, how do I earn more? What is it that I need to do to earn more? And YouTube is actually very helpful when it comes to those things like that. They can tell you what to do for you to earn more. A lot of the things like, okay, I know a lot of you are irritated with clickbait thumbnails and clickbait titles, but that's the number one suggestion of YouTube to us creators. If we want to get recommended to more people, we need to succumb to it. We need to do clickbait titles and clickbait thumbnails. I know it irritates a lot of you, but one of the reasons my channel don't grow fast is because of that, because I don't do that. But there are several times when I would do it, and that's when I get a spike. So okay. But this people, because they are a Korean boy group, I would think that they can do better than this, right? Even without like the actual clickbait stuff. Okay, I'm clueless with NCT. Is there a set number of members that they have to adhere to? No, no. There is no set numbers. So the idea is that one member can actually be a member of several groups. So okay, and then for new jeans, they are currently earning because they're not uploading all that much. So 55,000 to 166,000. They do have 8.1 million subscribers, but because they are uploading less than a month, sorry, less than one a week, you go 55,000 multiplied by 3. So but they used to be in their heyday when they were really really popular, they were earning a lot. But because they're not uploading anymore, then um okay, when I happen to click on a clickbait title, I can tell pretty quick and exit out. I know, but like whenever we do our consultation or whatever, it's one thing that I'm always told, like you need like better thumbnails. When they say that, you know that it's a clickbait thumbnail that they're asking for. Like you better, you need to. Okay. All right. For the shaman needs to cast a spell on behalf of Imogene. For Red Velvet, they have about 5.5 million subscribers, right? 5.53. And they are earning about 337,000 to 110,000 a month. So they are uploading about 2 times a week. Not bad. Don't go lower, don't go lowest, but maybe just a little bit higher than the lowest. So if you assume like 45,000 a month to 50,000 multiplied by 3, you'll have your close to what they're actually earning a month. At first, Seda said that at first the clickbait title drew me in, but now it just irritates me. I tend to stop watching them. I don't give that witch any ideas. I don't give that witch any ideas. Yeah, but as I've said, like the consequence is what's happening to me. Like it's very slow when it comes to growth. Um, but that's just like constantly. That is constantly one of the things that I get from YouTube. You need better thumbnails. Okay, better titles. Okay. Next is Itsy. It's also not getting the estimate when it comes to earnings. So I just got a message from a friend of mine. They said that if it is too low, the application won't be able to capture it. That's why they're not tracking the um the the earnings. So they said if the earnings is too low, then the app is not able to capture. That's what she said. I don't know if that is true, but as I've said, but many creators actually use this app. Okay, so for NMix, they are getting about 19,000 to 57,000 a month. They're uploading a lot, about 7 per week. And so you can go 57. And this is because I think they just released a song in the last 3 months. So you can go 57 multiplied by 3. How low would low be? Okay, my dear friend, I'm sure that you saw that. Can you answer that question? Okay. So let's see if he will tell me. Okay, so they have about 3.5 million subscribers. And yeah, I'd say this is pretty accurate. So I think you can go like 50,000 multiplied by 3, and that's where you will end up. So I love watching YouTube videos of van life, people that live on their van. And many of these YouTubers actually um, talk about their earnings. So one of the YouTube channels that I constantly watch is this girl, um, Nikki Daventhal. Nikki Daventhal. And then she would, it's before she hit a million, there was a time when she actually discussed how much she was earning and stuff. Um, and it's right around this a month, just on YouTube ads. And then she gets more from brand deals, from brand exchanges, and I think she also has affiliate marketing. Okay. Um, all right, so that's you, I think you get a better quality viewers without clickbait titles. So far, I mean, there are times when I would people would tell me that's a clickbait title, which I never intentionally do. I never do. I try to just as much as possible capture the essence of what I'm talking about in the video. So, but some people would actually do like, oh, that's a clickbait title. I don't do that intentionally, by the way. So far I haven't succumbed to it. I have no plans of doing it, but I'm just sharing with you what are the like if you're going to be a creator, that's one of the things that you will struggle with if you don't like the existing narrative. Okay, that existing behavior of people. Okay. So, yeah, so this is kind of accurate. All right, for Big Bang, just in case some of you are interested in knowing how much they're earning, they have about 16.74 million subscribers, and many of their majority of their market is already 40 and above, obviously, because they're like a second gen group. Okay, so 40 and above, overwhelmingly Asia, specifically South Korea. So it's not even close. Like their US market is negligible, very very small. So but to think they are not even uploading anything, as you can see, zero uploads per week. For them to continue earning 114 to 341,000, it's so good. I mean, what else can you ask for? You're not producing your content, you're not doing anything as a group, and you're still earning, right? I mean, that's still very, very impressive. Okay. All right. So that's for Big Bang. Okay. Cortis. Look at that. 131,000 to 393,000. And they debuted like what, just a little over a month ago, right? Just a little over a month ago. Oh my god. So, yeah, so wow. So they currently have about, or the last time that I captured this, they have about 739,000 subscribers. They do about 5 uploads a week. So you go by the higher end because they upload a lot, and they also have a huge watch time. Watch this zero video length because they're not uploading anything. So there's no video length to compute. So you go 393,000 times 3, and that's how much they're earning on their channel. If they go like this in a year, they'll pay people the way that they're actually like increasing and improving, they're gonna pay their debt just from their YouTube channel. Okay. Yeah, let's raise these kids right. So they're doing really well. I mean, come on. 130, like, so go 393,000 times 3. That's how much they're actually earning. So very good for Cortis. Okay. They have a bigger audience in US than South Korea. Oh, that's another thing. They have a bigger audience in US than they do in South Korea. They have their US audience is 50% more than South Korea. So in their very first tour, they better include they better include the US, because a lot of people are watching them from here. Okay. Okay, so yeah, wow. They're getting so much. Um Over 250 watching, only 87. Please like the video. Like the video. Okay. Please like the video. Okay, it will be interesting, exciting to see how far Cordis will go. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think they're gonna be, and they will also be a subject of hate because they're doing so well. And they are from Hive, so not only from Hive, but also from Big Hit. So they're gonna get a lot of hate, but they're also gonna get a lot of love just because they're talented. Do I have Enhypen? Yeah, but unfortunately, um, they weren't the app wasn't able to capture the amount that they're earning per month. Okay, and my friend said that it is so because the earnings usually in the last 3 months. I'm not saying the earnings was low all time. It's just that in the last 3 months, the earnings was low that the app wasn't able to capture it. Okay. So my friend is saying less than 30,000. There is a chance that the app won't capture. Okay. So yay for Cortis. I'm so impressed. Okay. And this is for Rise. They are earning about, I'm sorry. They are earning about 34,000 to 103,000 a month, and that would be from 1.6 million subscribers. Yeah. So because they're uploading about 3 a week, go like, I don't know, maybe 50 multiplied by 3, you'll have your monthly income. Okay. We have 14 minutes to 2 hours. Thank you for keeping time. All right. So for ATs, it is anywhere between 48,000 to 143. And because they are uploading about 3, so go by 60 maybe, multiplied by 3, and there you have your estimated income. Okay. Again, this is just the last 3 months, not the all time. ISNA, which is a girl group, and some of the members are girls from RU Next. Um, okay, so they are earning anywhere between 16,000 to 49,000. 2 uploads a week, so maybe about 20,000 a month multiplied by 3. Okay. I have to go back and rewatch this segment to comprehend these numbers. Okay. All right. So we're very close. So Meow is earning about 25 to 74,000 and about 2 uploads a week. So go by about 30,000, not the lower end, but maybe about 30 multiplied by 3, 90,000 a month is how much they're earning. I want to like Cortis, but they just aren't for me. I wish them all the best though. Yeah, their music is not for everybody for sure. Okay, and then you have Solar. So I also captured some YouTube channels of like individual channels. Sorry, channels of individual of solo performers. One of them is Solar. So she's earning about 22,000 uh, only because so she used to earn a lot more. But because she's not uploading as much anymore. But she used to earn like half a million a month when she was active. She's not uploading a whole lot. Jenny's channel, so she's not uploading a whole lot either. So go by the lowest end, about 139,000. That's probably multiplied by 2, 3, and that's where she probably lands. Do you have the info on IU? No, I can generate it though. I can take a look. Let's see. I did not know was going to take this much time, by the way. Okay, 1 second. Here. There's IU. So about because she's not uploading a whole lot. So 0 uploads per week. So maybe 476 sorry, 46,000 multiplied by 3, and that will be her number. Because she's not see 0 uploads. So they average this, by the way. It's not like they did not upload anything at all. It's just that they average it. So in the last 3 months. So okay. So for Jisoo, it's about 36,000 to 108,000. And then 1 upload a week, almost 1 upload a week. So go by the low end, 36,000, about 40,000 multiplied by 3, that's where she'll be. Okay, and then Loud is Lisa's channel, and she has about 8.07 million subscribers. Go by, because she doesn't upload a lot either, go by the lowest end, and that's probably how much she's earning a month. And I think that is my last one. Oh, Jisoo. John Somi, sorry, John Somi, the soloist from the Black Label. It's 62,000 to 186,000, and she's uploading about 3 a week. So you go by maybe 80,000 multiplied by 3, and that's how much she's earning. Okay. Um, Okay, so we're about 30 minutes away from the meeting. I did not know it's gonna take some time. I also talked a lot about the documentary. So maybe that took a little bit of our time, longer than what I should have uh, devoted to it. Okay, Cortis music is reminiscent of BTS rap line songs, just more Gen Z alpha vibe. I vibe with it as much as it is I as with it as I am a rap line worshiper. I like the members, so I like their song. Support isn't just fine. Okay, as interesting info. All right, do you have questions? It's just fine. But I didn't autocorrect. Seda, I agreed it will be interesting to see how they mature and develop musically. Yeah. I'm actually pretty excited. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to follow up with the next album pretty soon, because BTS is going to make a comeback soon, right? So I'm assuming that they're going to try and make a second album, release a second album before BTS comes back, so that they have enough time to prepare. And this is just my guess, by the way. I'm guessing what they're going to do. When BTS starts promoting, they're going to do their first like mini world tour. Do we have any idea on who is ahead of BTS in YouTube? Who is ahead of BTS on YouTube numbers? You mean who is the act that is ahead, or just Korean act? Are you just looking for a Korean act, or just any act ahead of BTS? So there's cash inflow coming in even if they are quiet. It's passive income for them. Yes. So because for BTS, let's assume that because the contract is different now, so they are getting majority of the income of this channel. So you multiply it by seven. That's how at least maybe to pay their monthly bills. I don't know. The electricity, maintenance of their houses, if they have help in their house, maybe. I'm curious about the Hive channel too. Hive channel, let's see. Hive like labels. Okay, let's see if it will show it. Okay, it's about 1 point here. There you go. So you do you see it? Oh wait. So it is about 1.6. So because they are earning, if because they are uploading about 6 a week, go by the highest end, 1.6 million multiplied by 3. 3 to 4. So because they're very active. So there you go. If they're smart, um Baby Shark is ahead. Don't say soon out loud. My wallet will have a panic attack. If they're smart, they won't go head to head with BTS when they come back. I don't think they will. I mean, these guys are being managed by the same agency. It's not like, because it's one thing to to be under the Hybe umbrella. That's one thing. So because those are different like agencies, they can actually compete with each other. But this is one family. Big Hit is one like literal like the closest I can. So I don't think they will. So yeah, I don't think they will. Okay, is Hybe and YX label separate? See, are you talking about the label in Japan? Oh, Big Hit doesn't exist anymore. Hmm? Are you talking about the is it me or low key Cortis is getting a fan transfer like BP had with 21? To be honest, I wish. I don't think it's a fan transfer. Probably like the same people, but I don't think BTS are like armies are leaving BTS for them. I don't think that's happening. But it's like a lot of armies are actually also becoming their fan. Because to be honest, their attitude towards work is very similar to BTS, right? They're like and that's one of the appeals of BTS is that they work so hard for what they do, And that, I think, at least in my opinion, I think that is appreciated by the market. So if you look at how hard that they're actually working, because let's face it, they are more privileged than BTS. They're actually even more privileged than TXT. So I think they compensate. That, I don't think they're necessarily compensating. It's probably their nature, but they try to do as much as they can, given that they don't have the same limitations as BTS did, right? They're benefiting from everything that BTS and TXT have been able to accomplish, and I think to them they're like, okay, if we don't have that anymore, then we need to show that we can actually do more. So I think that is resonating with the same market. Okay. Um, will army support Cortis? Kind of too young, right? Some of the armies are actually supporting Cortis, but I think they will have their base. I don't want to take away from their ability to develop their own their own market. Obviously, a lot of BTS fans, a lot of armies are finding it too young for them. Like the sound is too young for them, right? So I don't necessarily think that that these guys are just like leeching off BTS. I think they develop their own base. They are developing their own base for sure. So it's just that there are, again, it's all about the algorithm. If a lot of people are watching, then it's more likely that the algorithm will recommend your content. So, and there's a lot of armies out there, so that are curious what are they going to do. So okay, so we have the most beautiful moment in life. I don't know because we have like 30 minutes left. I'm so sorry. I have like five topics. I don't think I'll be able to. Um, so, do we want to just do news and updates and then do the most beautiful moment? Because it's their 10th anniversary. What I was hoping to do was okay, has everybody by now read the Save Me Save Me webtoon and the notes and watched. Okay, let's do one by one. Have you guys already watched Begins Youth? Yes or no? Have you guys watched news and updates? I would love to hear the Cortis boys' voices more and not the heavy autotune. It's not my cup of tea. You haven't watched? Okay. So, no, not yet. Begins Youth. Okay, so this is what I'll do. When you go to Begins Youth, which is available in um, exclusive, it's not available anymore. You can't watch it anymore. They don't sell it anymore. I don't know why, but they don't sell it anymore. They closed it. So usually, specifically if it is a BTS content and a paid content, I don't like distributing it because it's paid. I wanna support them. Like I wanna honor their I want to respect their artistry, right? They give us a lot of free content that I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to give away their paid content. So okay, but given that you will not be able to watch it anymore in exclusive, I'll air it in Patreon. I'll do like a watch time. We'll watch it together. How's that? Okay. So that's for have you read Save Me? The webtoon. Have you read it? Save Me. We'll do news and updates. Yeah. I think that's the only thing that we have time for. Um yes, yes, Save Me webtoon. Okay. No. Okay. Who doesn't? Okay. The Save Me webtoon. No. Oh, okay. So the Save Me webtoon is free. So you can actually download it. Download it. I downloaded it. I will upload it in Patreon so that you guys can actually watch. Okay. So then I'm gonna assume that you also haven't read the notes 1 and 2. You want to hear about Espa debacle? Okay, so I'm gonna assume that you don't have a copy. You haven't read the notes 1 and 2, right? So I'll give you a copy of that in Patreon as well, and then we'll do like a session dedicated to the most beautiful moment in life only. I'll review like what happened, like a summary of what happened, and then we will look at the things that they did not explain in the universe. Now, there are a lot of websites that where you can actually like read a summary of everything that happened. A lot. So I will put some links on Patreon so that you can go to those channels, to those websites, and you can just read through them. So far, the YouTube videos that I've watched that have explained what happened, they're okay, but there are some things that they missed in terms of, but they're still okay. Like if you just want like a general idea of what you will find, and I'll put the links in Patreon. But none of the ones that I've watched actually provide the depth. Um, and that's what I'll do. So there's a session that's going to be just for the most beautiful moment in life. Okay. And then I will upload a copy of the Save Me webtoon, and then we'll do like a watch party of the most beautiful moment in life. Okay. Um, so this is now my favorite. This is now my favorite meme. Someone just sent this to me. I just want to share it with everybody. So this is apparently from the last event that RM attended. I think this is the event where he was with Espa, Karina, or whatever. But I don't know what it is that he's holding. It's so it was just funny. So because it looks like grass, and that is what they're having for dinner. So it's just a funny meme. I just thought I'd show it to you. Okay, for Coachella, so we have several Asian performers. We have Cat's Eye. There's still not a headliner, but they're getting pretty close. So we have Cat's Eye, Fuji Kaze, one of my Korean favorites. Fuji Kaze, and then we have Temin on second on the Saturday, April 11 is Temin. Okay, and then we have Big Bang. So Big Bang is, I think, April 12 and 18, and they are so Carol G is headlining Sunday, Young Thug, Cascade, and then Big Bang. So yeah, I think that's Fuji Kaze, Cat's Eye, Temin, Big Bang. I think that's it. Those are the Asian performers. He's a Japanese artist, right? Yes, Fuji Kaze. Cat's Eye is larger letter now. Yeah. So as of now, Hybe, sorry, not Hybe, but Cat's Eye has the biggest audience for a daytime performer in Coachella. So right now they are the record holder for oh, Bini, yes, Bini. So Bini is a Filipino girl group. A lot of people are asking me, why do I refer to female Filipinos as Filipinos? Because we don't have male and female pronouns. So it's just the same for us. So if you say Filipino, it refers to everybody. That's why I keep on joking when there was like a pronoun war in the US. I said, just adapt the Filipino language, then you will have no problem. We don't have any kind of pronoun. So that is also the reason, Filipino, yeah, Bini is Filipino. That is also the reason it's not natural for me to shift specifically to a gender specific pronoun. So a lot of you would comment like, why do you keep on saying he? You're referring to a female. Because in our language, we don't have a female male pronoun. It's just Filipino for us. So it's like, yeah. Okay. So that explains it. All right. So Big Bang. So there you go. Um, and then I just wanted to show you this picture of Jungkook because my God, isn't that like he's a beautiful guy? Okay, beautiful guy. And then that's another picture of our Maknae. Okay, this is your emotional support pics. Okay, now it's official. I posted this before that here in the live stream that he actually is the highest grossing tour by a Korean soloist, actually by a native Asian native soloist. But touring pop, sorry, not touring pop, but touring touring data made it official. So he is now the highest grossing tour by a Korean because we like getting our numbers from official sources. So it's 84 million, the biggest for an Asian native soloist and definitely biggest Asian soloist. Sorry, Korean soloist. Now in Asia, he got the of the 84 million, he got 49.72 million from Asia, which is not bad. That means almost 50-50 Asia and the US, right? Okay. And then he sold 324 tickets in Asia. In Asia. Okay. Now, if you go, his highest grossing in the US is from BMO Stadium in LA. Each night, he sold 21,399 tickets for a total of 4.409 million each night. Okay. So he did, a lot of people are asking this. So I think Suga had 23 shows. He had 33. He gross 84 and Suga is 57.5 million or something like that. Okay, so because a lot of people were asking me, he could have done 30% more. He'd hit South America. I think so, yeah. He has a huge fan base in Brazil. So I hope that he does that next time. And I'll, one or two dates in Europe, right? He would have done more. So, but I mean, I think he knew, they timed this. He knew the team needs him for the new album. So I think it was his choice. Okay, I'll cut it here. And of course, the thing is that there's always a next time. And we know that next time it's going to be bigger. Suga did 28 shows. Okay, yeah, 28 shows. So there you go. So I think it's going to be bigger next time. And he can better prepare because he already knows. So okay. Roberto is a favorite in Brazil. Is that his name? Is that his name in Brazil? Okay. So in Asia, his biggest crowd is from Kyocera Dome in Osaka. He sold 50,000. I think it's 5,000. That's not 5,007. That's my mistake. I probably made a mistake. So 4.536 million gross revenue for Kyocera Dome. Okay, and then Roberto, that's his name in Brazil, in Latam. Roberto. Wow. Don't forget the movie week of BTS. It's this coming. I hope that you have your tickets already. So they provided a guide. You can download ready-made customizable slogans and sticker to bring to the screenings if you want. So go to the website, go to Weavers. So the announcement is there. And you will see all the things that you can download and bring to the theater. And yes, you can bring your army bomb for sure. Okay, you're all set for 3 days. Yeah. So mom and I as well. We're all set. And then congratulations to Stray Kids because they sold out. So they are on their encore tour now. And they have two shows in Asia main stadium. And both shows are sold out. So whatever gross revenue they got, it's going to go more. So congratulations to them. So I think they're going to end up breaking records. And then if you have a chance, go to Seattle, watch their show, and then they have one more in Nevada because the reviews are flawless when it comes to Les Serafim's concert. And I've watched um many of their shows. They keep on improving show after show after show. And Yoonjin actually explained that every after show they do a debriefing where they tell their comments, this is how we can improve this, let's try to change this part. And it's not just them but also the team. They are dedicated in becoming the best performers they can ever be. So congratulations to Les Serafim. If you have a chance, I don't know if they still have tickets yet. Maybe for Seattle they do, but for Nevada, for Las Vegas, it's all sold out. So please, if you can, they are great. You're not going to regret it. Okay, so what happened to ESPA? I don't know if you guys got the chance to watch their performance of Rich Man. Now, this song, of all the songs that they have made, this is the one that I can't show the entire thing to you because YouTube is going to demonetize my episode. So if you can just go to Good Morning. This is not the first Good Morning America and then watch their performance. So they've watched several already. Sorry, they've been to Good Morning America. If you can watch the Rich Man performance, that's the latest one, and that is the subject of controversy. Now, to give you an idea, I don't want to be unfair to the girls because they are getting clubbered in social media, and they're getting clubbered. It was actually started not by mice, or not even by Korean Korean forums, but the review came from US because the performance was in the US. So this is the problem. The entire choreography was designed for with a huge backup group, which they didn't have here. It was just the four of them on stage. It is very rare for a group to have a choreography designed for a big group to work in a small group, right? So that was, I believe, the number one error of ESPA's creative team. They did not change the choreography to fit a small venue. Okay. So I think that is the number one problem. If you watch the whole video, the entire so okay, that's number one. Second is that the song itself, I love aespa, right? I keep on giving you updates about aespa. I don't know if you like them. I still do because I love them. So the this specific song has a very cringy start. Okay. So Bang Luna excuses BTS could do choreo with or without backup dancer. So this is my point. BTS's choreography has always been created for BTS, not for backup dancers. It's the same thing for SSERAFIM. The choreography was created for five. SM Entertainment would create choreographies designed for an entire stage. So if you transform that to a four-member performance, it doesn't work. Okay. So going back, the intro of Rich Man. I don't know if you have seen the music video already or have heard the song, but the intro is of all the intros that they have done, because they're very fond of intros where they speak. They would speak in the intro and then do the entire song. So this is the worst of all the intros that they have done. So it's like my mother told me, it's like a phone, someone is on the phone. Like my mother told me that I should marry a rich man. And then Mahalo, HHK, and my mother told me that I'm already a rich man. And I asked why. I'm already rich. And then rich man is something like that. It's a little cringy. So it throws you off right from the beginning of the performance. It's like, what the hell was that? Now, they've done spoken words intro before, but this does not work for them. Okay. So and then you shift into a performance where one member would exit and then like two members will be there. And the thing is that they did not position it well, so that at the very least you're not constantly watching the other girls waiting behind or on the side. It's odd. Like it's so like what the hell am I watching for? Why are you standing there? Like it's understandable if some members are out of the frame, but be out of the frame. But here they didn't design it so that you're at least not constantly watching the girls that are not performing. Okay. The worst part that people are pointing out to is Karina's solo. Okay. So if you watch her solo, people are saying that it exposed just how different it is when a dance is executed by a professional dancer, because you have the pop and you have the lock in place. And because there were a lot of bounces and locks and pops, it didn't work for her. And they are correct. It didn't work for her. And if you have a big backup, that big group backing you up, you can sort of hide it. But because it was her alone, um it it exposed how it exposed her weakness as a dancer. It looked like she didn't have the right energy, and it looked like, quite honestly, for me, it wasn't even the energy, it's just the skill. Like, for that specific routine, I'm not saying that she's a bad dancer overall, but this specific routine is not for her. It's not for that. Just this routine is not for her. It will work if she has backup dancers, but not when she is solo, because she looks like it's obvious that you're trying to pop and you're trying to lock and you're trying to bounce, but it's not working. So I wish they adjusted it. And then it was like, so once her part was done, and then the other thing is that she's not executing the movements to its fullest. So if you if you, like, for example, in a choreography, if you're supposed to you're supposed to extend your hand, you need to extend your hand fully for it to not look sloppy. So if you're supposed to do a kick, you're supposed to do a kick high. If you stop hop halfway, it's going to look sloppy. So, and that's one of the things that BTS, by the way, worked on greatly. Like, if they're doing kicks, even the ones that are not flexible actually practice so that they can kick at least high. Okay. And that's the one thing that Karina didn't do. Like, a lot of her steps required her to lift her leg, and she didn't lift it fully. In extending her hand, she extended her arms, but she didn't do it with force. So that was what was wrong. That's why it looks sloppy. That was it. Now, is it fair that they're getting all this hate, all these criticisms? Is it fair that they're getting this kind of criticism? It's fair if they get criticized critically, if it's going to add to, if they're going to learn a lesson. It's not fair that they're getting called, like, the embarrassment of the country or whatever. They're not. It was one bad performance. Unfortunately, it happened in one of the most popular shows in the US. So, but I wouldn't necessarily say, and it's not just because I like them, right? It's just that I feel it is so unfair for a group to be defined by one performance. And we know how that feels because they've done it to our favorites, right? It's always like there's one bad performance and you think that's how they consistently perform. That is not how they consistently perform. That's like just like ESPA. It was one bad performance. Unfortunately, it happened in one of the most popular shows and one of the most watched show in the US. Okay. Um this performance sounds like a train wreck. Yeah. So go to YouTube, go to Good Morning America and watch, and then search for Rich Man ESPA. You'll see that. So in the YouTube upload, they actually finished the song. It was longer, but in the actual show, they cut it short, which is the first time that they have done this for any of their performance, by the way. But they cut it short. Um, BTS has made last minute changes to choreo when they discovered the stage was smaller than they were expecting. They were good at that. And also, I think it's just a different, like, skill level. I mean, there's just no way to go around it. Like, when you have J-Hope, Jimin, and Jungkook as dancers, it's kind of unfair, right? Like, you have Jungkook, you have J-Hope, Jimin, and Jungkook as dancers. That spells a world of difference. So they have the ability to do that, and even the non-dancers, the non-dance line, because J-Hope and Jimin and Jungkook train them or sort of push them to their limits. They're able to rise above what they normally can. So when J-Hope says, okay, this is what we'll do, it's easy for them to execute because they're used to being pushed to that level. That's why I always say, like, maybe it is unfair to compare anybody to BTS because just the skill level is different. I know that a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but that's what you can't, you shouldn't be dumbing things down, right? You have to increase the level instead of asking everybody to go down, which is also true. That I will give. It is true that you do need to reach the standard instead of making the standard lower for somebody. But it's just, I think it's unfair. Like if you have J-Hope, Jimin, and Jungkook as your main dancers, it's just unfair. It's like, come on now. It's like, did no one in SM quality check before the performance? It doesn't seem like it. They did not make any kind of adjustments at all. If you compare their performance with dancers to this performance, they did not make a change, not a single change. And that's why that part when Karina extends her hand, extends her arms. So she turns her back to the camera, extends her arms this way, extend her arm that way. The way that I did it looks exactly like how she did it. So you're gonna in your head you're looking like what? That's exactly what you're gonna think of. Like what? What are you talking about? Exactly. That's it. Like she extended her hand that way. That way that I executed it is how she executed it. But the camera is from behind. So it's like why would you not adjust it? And then they were like she was bouncing. Yeah, it's just that they didn't make adjustments. So people are being mean and it's not productive. Yeah, I think critical criticism, that is okay, but for them to be called like the embarrassment of Korea, that's unfair. Don't do to others what you don't want to do unto you. It is wrong to define one group by one performance. It's one bad performance. Unfortunately, it happened in one of the most watched show in the US, but it doesn't define them. I don't think so. But this one performance, yeah, as I've said, yes. Um yes, it does because it's one of the most watched show. This is not their first time in Good Morning America though. They've performed before. Okay. BTS quality is over the top amazing. It is, yeah. Whenever someone says like, "Oh, but but BTS has done this." And I'm always like, "Yeah, but it's BTS, kind of unfair to compare them to." Like it's not good. It's just unfair. Okay. BTS have been born. It is also dance line. Yeah, I think he's a very good dancer. So I don't know if it has been official. Like when they talk about the dance line, it's still the three J's. But he's a great dancer. I mean, he's proven that. Um, no question about it. Shelling P and they are not easy choreos to compress. BTS are the greatest goats, greatest of all time. And just like what Kiyon actually said, and I believe this too, and that is the whole reason I'm doing this BTS Legacy project. In the future, they will become legends. They will be known. It's the same thing um, for example, from Michael Jackson, right? In the beginning, when he was still alive, no one, because people were so like enamored with all the scandals that he was getting himself into, that they forgot just how much of a difference he made in the pop culture, in pop culture. I think it's the same thing for BTS. Like 10, 15 years down the road, people are going to look back and say, oh my God, just the change that BTS made. So yeah, they will be legend. They will be recognized as legends. Um, I stand most hypes care for their idols. SM don't like their acts becoming bigger than SM brand itself. Really, SM doesn't seem to make stages tailored to their acts. Okay. Dodger Girl Fairlane, I just watched and you are being kind. They look like they phoned their routine. Their moves were not tight at all. At all. It's not just Karina. It's all of Okay, Dodger Girl said I'm being kind. Okay. By the way, the choreography for Gabriela from Cat's Eye, also canny. Jimin is iconic dancer. Jimin's range is just rare. Jimin is rare. With BTS, even when doing great, they strive to do better. Great example. Yoongi and Tae always do well. True. Yeah. Okay, so the three J's best ever. I wish they would do like a dance album, the three J's, a unit, a dance album. I agree I didn't feel their energy. I love when Jimin dances hip hop. Okay, so the next, so I will have a live stream for this coming Friday. It's going to be for paid members. So this time it's going to be for the highest tier. And then, and as I constantly mention, legacy is they're always included in the highest. So whatever, for as long as you're a member of the legacy group, just do not unsubscribe. You can't go back though. Once you unsubscribe, you can't go back. So but you always have like the highest tier, no matter what happens in the future, or any tiers or any kinds of any type of program, you will always be in the highest tier. So this one's going to be for the highest tier, and then um I think it's drama lama and above. Am I right? And then for legacy. So, okay. Thank you very much. I hope that you enjoy the numbers. So, deeper dive of that number in the Friday live stream. And then, if there's anything else that you want me to cover, let me know. I will also give a continuation of my story of the novel that I'm writing. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.